Good evening. This is Carolyn, Scrapbooking with a Twist, and we are going to do the weekly swap embellishment that is called Harvest Time. And we're going to make this little, it could be anything that was harvest, I think. I think that was the deal. Let me look at my little list here. Yes, I think it was anything that was harvest, and it said we could use buckets and barrels and wagons and things like that. So I'm going to use a wheelbarrow today. This is this little die cut I have had a long time. You may even have seen me use it before. I don't know, but it's a Stamps of Life die cut that I've had for a long time. So I die cut this one. It cuts, this is the one that cuts the little wheelbarrow, and then this one cuts the background, and so I love it when they do the background. But anyway, that's what we're going to use today. And to speed the video up a little, because this is a lot of inking on this, and I just fold it and ink it, and I used all different papers. I used all scraps on this. Nothing in a full sheet. And so this one, they're different. All the little wagons and everything are different because of that. And I used, I'm going to touch this up just a little right there. I used ground espresso as the ink, and I used that on all of them, regardless of what the wagon looked like. So this is what we're going to do. And I used, these are just punches. I have 2 different size leaf punches, and then I used this little twig punch that you've seen me use numerous times. So let's just start gluing this together. And while I'm gluing and doing the leaves around, I will do the twist, because I don't think this one's going to last real long. It takes me a minute to figure out where to put the leaves, but the twist tonight comes from Psalms 35, 1 through 3. And I'm going to have to read it. I sure don't have this one memorized. Contend, Lord, with those who contend with me. Fight against those who fight me. Take up shield and armor, and arise and come to my aid. Brandish spear and javelin against those who pursue me. Say to me, I am your salvation. This is a psalm written by David before he was already anointed king, but he hadn't become king yet. And he was running for his life, literally, and hiding in caves and everything else. Saul was in hot pursuit of him. And, literally running for his life. And so he prayed to God and said, God, I just need you to come to my rescue. I need you to fight my battles for me. And I think we can learn a lot from that. He asked God to give him assurance and say to me, I am your salvation. And how many times, I know I'm guilty of this, how many times do we try to fight our own battles, and then as a last resort, we ask God for help instead of taking our situations to God just first thing? I know I'm guilty of that. I admit it. I know that I am. And I need to do that better. You know, it's like I try to handle things myself, and then when I figure out that I can't handle it, then I take it to God. And that's certainly not the right order to put things in. Not the order that God wants us to put things in. He wants us to come to him first. I mean, God has everything at his disposal. So why would we not call on his power and his authority and his wisdom? You know, and it could be any situation. A situation at work where we feel like maybe we're treated unfairly, or in our family. I know I had my mother-in-law, rest in peace, just really didn't care for me very much, especially at first. And I just, sometimes I just felt like that was so unfair, and like she would kind of attack me behind my back, and and there was nothing I could do because I didn't want to hurt my husband and I didn't want to drag him into things. And it took me a long time to figure out girl, you just need to turn this over to the Lord. You need to let the Lord handle this and you not try to handle it. And when I did and I released it, it made all the difference in the world. So I think that's what we need to learn from this and from David. We may not be literally running for our lives. However, there are people in parts of the world that are, but we do have situations that are hard, and we just need to turn them over to the Lord and let him fight our battles for us. He's way better at it than we are. Okay, so I've got the wagon put together, and I've just kind of glued a bunch of these twigs, and I'm going to use them kind of as my foundation and then start plugging in these leaves around places. And there's no rhyme or reason to what I do or how I do it or why I do it. And there will be no two of these, of course, that look alike because of that. But I'm just going to start, putting leaves in and just kind of laying them on there and deciding if that's where I want them and go from there. Okay, here's one. Got one down. I just punched all of these out of a bunch of scraps, and that's what we're rolling with tonight. I tell you, I think I told you in my last video how busy we had been. It's just been like bizarre, crazy. And I have so many things coming up. I don't even know how I'm going to get it all done. And I wanted to get these videos done. I keep running late, and I hate to do that. I had a bunch done in advance, and then, life caught up with me. And so now it's been hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. And I don't like that. I don't like to do it that way. I like to be where I know what I'm doing and when I'm doing it, and meet deadlines and all that kind of stuff without having to just force it. But I've got, I'm responsible for a craft weekend where we scrapbook and everything. We have like a little, it's just a little 2-day like scrap. I would call it a crop because that's what I do is I scrapbook, but other people do other things, and so we just call it a craft weekend. But it's a lot of fun, but I organize it and set up for it. And then we have people who come that don't bring anything. And so I know I've told you many times we do cards for our shut-ins. And so I design usually 2 or 3 cards so the people who come that don't have anything to do, I can put them working on those cards. So I take all my die cut stuff, and I have the card designed and step-by-step instructions written, and I have a couple of ladies that come, and that's what they do, and it's great. Even though they may not get them finished, they get a lot done, and that helps me a lot on getting those cards done. So I've got to get all that done. That's this weekend, coming up this weekend. I've got stuff I have to do for my university class, for my students. This can be kind of time consuming. I've got, of course, I record a Bible study lesson every week. I've got to get that done. I mean, it's just like crazy, crazy what all has got to be done in the amount of time. Oh, and I organize our shoebox. And that's really, I mean, what I'm going to start working on that like tomorrow. I've got to go up and see what all's been donated. Every month in the bulletin, I put something in there for people to donate, and then they donate money, and then I go purchase the things that we still need. But we pack 100 shoe boxes and for Samaritan's Purse. And so that's a pretty big chore in itself. And then I organize all of it, and then a week from Monday, the ladies come and we pack those 100 shoe boxes. So I've got to get that done this week because I have to go shopping. I've got to go do the shopping for it. And so I'm just overwhelmed. It's almost like I needed to tell you that just because I needed to tell somebody how overwhelmed I am. Isn't that crazy? And I get myself into this. And then, of course, I have puppies, you know, in the midst of it all. I've got to change out the wood shavings in the puppy pen in the morning. And that will take a long time. That takes a good while. So I'm using 2 different sizes of leaves here. I just think it looks better with the 2 different sizes of leaves. So that's what I'm doing. Just kind of topsy-turvying them. Believe you me, the theme is harvest time. The only thing I'm harvesting right now are leaves and acorns. I don't have anything else I'm harvesting. And you know, if I start a video, my dogs are going to start barking. That's just protocol. Absolute, total protocol. It is going to happen. What color leaf do I want there? Let's do one of these multicolored ones. But I just want part of it so that it looks like it's sticking up out of the wheelbarrow. And that's kind of right on top of another one, that same color. That probably wasn't my best choice. Let's do that somewhere else. We'll save that one. We'll use it again in a minute. I need one that's a different color there. I don't want another white one. Let's see, would this one work? I think there's enough difference in that one that it would be okay. So anyway, if I sound tired, it's because I am tired. It is because I am. And of course, I always have my boys, 2 or 3 of my boys with me most of the weekend. And they just went home a few minutes ago. And so, lots of fun having them. And then my dog, my kind of new dog, not my dog that I've had a long time, decided that she would dig out, and she dug the internet cable, and now I have no internet. So they're coming tomorrow to fix that. Gotta love it. Let's see if I could stick that in. No. Let's see about this one that I put some glue on, if we can stick it somewhere. Just sticking these around. I can't think and talk. It's late and I'm tired. But just sticking these around just to, just very haphazardly, no rhyme or reason to what I'm putting anywhere, just so that I get it kind of covered. And here, I want you to stick right there. Let's stick a little one right up here. I think we need something else down here. Maybe one of these. Okay. I think that's 2. Okay, let's see what that looks like. I think I need a little twig coming up out of there. let's cut one of the, I've just cut these apart and stick them in where I want them. And I think I want to stick a little twig right down in here. There we go. I almost feel like I need a twig up there. Let's see what we think. It's too see-through. Let's put something back in behind there. I want it more solid. Maybe one of these darker ones. Right back in there. Just kind of to fill in more than anything. I mean, my son, well, this is another story. My insurance, I get a letter from my insurance carrier, and it says, we're going to cancel your insurance because you have limbs, too many limbs over your house. Well, they weren't touching it. I have trees. I have beautiful trees, and they're just solid. But they weren't touching my roof. But yes, I do have a canopy of leaves that just practically cover my roof. And so anyway, I told my son, and he said, well, I'll go buy a saw and one of those pole saws that's like a chainsaw on a pole. And he said, we'll get some of it off there. And so anyway, he did. And oh, I mean, it was like this pile. He said, that way we won't have to do it for a long time. And whoever, whether you get this insurance or a different insurance, it'll look good. You know, you won't have any trouble. So he did all of that, worked, and did all of that. And this huge, huge pile of brush now out there. And then just all the leaves and twigs and things that fell, you know, when he was doing all of that. So I've been trying to clean that up. And I don't have a big dumpster. So I've been just doing it with just a little at a time in my little dumpster. And so that's been fun. I've been out. This reminds me literally of what I've been doing. Is just picking up leaves and twigs and branches, getting them ready for him to haul off. I really think I'm going to leave it like that. These two don't look anything alike, but I don't really care. I mean, that's just the nature of this kind of embellishment. I don't really care. So let me get you a close-up, and I'm going to leave these because I still have a few more of these to make. So I'm going to leave these leaves here. But let me get you a close-up. And I just thank you so much. The description for Ginger's Corner and the swaps, and you can go there, you can just look, you can participate, you can do whatever you want to do. But I put that in the description. And so let me get this over here where you can see and get a close-up. And I just thank you for dropping by my channel. I hope you have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.